We all dream. Some of us dream big, and we do it regularly. Some of us might dream for others. Most of the time, we dream within the boundaries of what we know. And then there are some of us who get encouraged to dream beyond those boundaries every day. Hi, my name is Rachna Sachdeva Korhonen, and I'm the first woman Consul General in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. I never dreamt that I'd be the Consul General, much less the first woman to be the United States Consul General here in Dhahran. In fact, forget about being Consul General. I never even dreamt of joining the US Foreign Service. How could I? I was born in India, so a little girl born in India in the 1960s. There was no way my dreams were about being the American Consul General. But here I am. This reality is way, way, way bigger than any dream I had while growing up. In 1947, my dad was 8 years old, and he and his parents were traveling on top of a train, going from what is now Pakistan to what is now called India. This was the British partition of India. My dad doesn't remember much from that time, but he does remember during that train ride, he was really sick, really thirsty, and every station, every possible stop where they could have gotten some water, there was an armed mob waiting to kill whoever got off the train. That train journey defines my family to this day. From that train journey came many dreams spanning multiple boundaries. It wasn't the only train journey to affect us. A few years later, after partition, my grandfather was riding his bicycle to work, had an accident with a train. He lost a leg. I don't ever remember thinking he was handicapped. He had his prosthetic leg, and he never complained about not having two legs, never. His dreams were way beyond losing a leg. He was a math teacher, the first one in his family to get a college education. He wanted his children and his family to go beyond those two trains, to dream beyond those two trains. He definitely dreamt beyond them himself and for us. He didn't let those trains stop him. In 1977, exactly 30 years from partition, my family moved to the United States. I remember the pretty pink dress I was wearing. My younger sister had a matching one. I remember the sandals on my feet. I remember the Kit Kat served with lunch on the plane. It's still my favorite candy. I remember coming off the plane at JFK Airport in New York, seeing my dad in the window. In those days, you could see who was waiting for you outside as you got off. And my dad was there, really important, my dad was there. I remember walking outside, and there was this weird white stuff on the ground. It was cold, it was crunchy. I'd never seen snow before. It was really cold. Sandals and the dress didn't help much. I remember getting into my uncle's car. There was smoke inside. I was really scared. I couldn't figure out why there was smoke in the car. He had to explain to me that the heating vent was on and it was blowing hot air. So my welcome to the United States was a really great breath of fresh, cold air and then some really warm air. Car was a yellow Vega, the things that you can't forget. Welcome to the United States. I didn't speak any English. I wasn't prepared, but I suddenly had a new American dream called the United States, waiting for our family. This girl from India was still dreaming, but those dreams had new meaning. I now dreamt of studying, of working, and white picket fences. I was lucky my parents encouraged me to work small jobs as I grew up. Whether it was working in a dry cleaning shop or in a grocery store, we really lived the American dream. We worked the American dream. And I thought, okay, I got my dream, I'm done. I'd get an education, get married, have babies, and live happily ever after. Well, the American dream had some surprises for me. They had some other plans. I started working for IBM even before I graduated from college. Thanks to my dad, who marched me to our local college, I was 16, and enrolled me in the first computer science degree program, as now a programmer. Not many women were programming in 1982, but I loved it. I even worked for IBM for a few months in India as their only woman programmer. This is before the tech revolution took over India. I had a small office to myself. They didn't dare put me in with the rest of the guys on the floor. I moved on to working for Bell Labs because I dreamt of working for an organization that was a pioneer in innovation. Bell Labs certainly fit the bill. My dreaming didn't stop there. I realized I was a people person, so I moved on into sales support and then on to sales. Every time I questioned myself, I thought I couldn't do something, my parents would egg me on. It helps to have people around you who dream even bigger than you, but for you. My dad never treated me like his little girl. I was always his Rachna, and there were some big expectations from his Rachna. The expectations weren't only around learning to cook or set up house or get married. They were about programming. They were about solving math problems that haven't been solved in decades, maybe centuries, and working hard and holding down a job. His dreams were always bigger than mine. I know he got that from his dad. And then, in 1997, I got lucky enough to get married to my husband, Juha, 20 years after moving to the United States, and exactly 50 years from that train ride. I gained another dreamer in my life, someone else who likes to dream big and beyond boundaries, and does it for me every day. After 9/11, I knew I wanted to do something bigger with my life, bigger than just making money and working in the corporate world. My husband, Juha, encouraged me to join the US Foreign Service. I don't think even he dreamt that we'd end up in Saudi Arabia or that I would go serve in Iraq. But sometimes, dreams are dreamt for you, and you just have to accept them. My time in Iraq taught me a lot about dreaming, and life is tough. Dreaming big and staying positive when there is incoming outside the window, there's a war outside, is probably the toughest thing I've ever had to do. Those dreams, they kept me alive, and they kept me going, they kept me moving forward. Iraq taught me the value of service to my country, to my United States. Iraq taught me there's something bigger than ourselves. The American dream persisted. You have to get beyond your own boundaries to find your dreams, and you have to surround yourself with people that help you do it. My dad and my husband continue to dream big for me, and they encourage me to dream and persist beyond my capabilities and my boundaries every day. In 2017, exactly 70 years after that train ride that took my dad from one country to another, I arrived to Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, riding on dreams dreamt by my grandfather, my father, my husband, and our kids. As the first woman to be Consul General here, it's really been tough. Oh yeah, it's also been really easy. It's been perfect. It's been challenging. Most of the time, it's been wonderful and amazing. So many times I'm the first woman who gets to attend something, to do something. Will I be accepted or not? But with my team, we figured that out. We found a way through it. This is the American dream come to life. I didn't dream any of this for myself. I know I couldn't have even hoped this for me. It was way beyond my imagination. I didn't dream big for myself. I didn't dare to dream I could do this. But if I can, So can you. So can anyone who chooses to dream. So dream big. Dream beyond your capabilities. Dream beyond your aspirations. Dream beyond your physical, your mental, and your emotional capabilities. Your boundaries. So go on. I'll be dreaming with you. Thank you.